Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Council for August 6th, and I will have Councillor Richardson read the reconciliation.
In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge our meeting place. The City of Flin Flon Council Chambers is situated on the ancestral lands of the Treaty 5 territory. We would like to acknowledge that we also work in partnership with First Nations in Treaty 6 and 10 territories and the Red River Métis Nation.
Thank you. Now we'll go to number 2, which is reading and confirming of minutes with Councillor Slip.
Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held with July 16th, 2024 be adopted as received.
I need a seconder for that. Councillor Richardson. All in favor? And that's everyone? Okay. So we'll go to number 3, which is resolutions, and I'll go to Councillor Dallas Funk for that.
I was just waiting for him.
What?
No, go ahead. No, fixed.
Can Steve hear us, though?
Can you hear Steve? Yes, he can.
Okay. What am I doing? Check schedule 32-02. Be it resolved that the accounts in the amount of $1,161,546.50 be approved for payment.
Seconder, Councillor Eagle. All in favor?
Yeah, that word is gone.
Councillor Hanson.
I have the second reading of the garbage resolution. So after recent community engagement, I move to amend bylaw number 2024-02, section 3C, 3 bags to 4 bags. Therefore, be it resolved that bylaw number 2024-02 being a bylaw of the City of Flin Flon to repeal bylaw number 3494, a bylaw of the City of Flin Flon to regulate the storage and disposal of garbage and other refuse within the City of Flin Flon be read a second time and passed on second reading.
I need a seconder. It's Councillor Slip. All in favor? Okay, that is second reading. Councillor Eagle.
Yes, thank you. This is Resolution 32-04. Be it resolved that the City of Flin Flon enters into and execute the funding agreement with Rural Transit Solutions Fund Project, Infrastructure Canada, NB-121693, and that the Mayor and Chief Administrative Officer be authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the City.
Seconder, Councillor Hanson. All in favor? Okay. And now Councillor Richardson.
CAO Resolution 32-05. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Flin Flon be approved to appoint Ms. Sandy Stokes as their Chief Administrative Assistant Officer in accordance with her signed employment services agreement and letter of understanding, further that Ms. Stokes' appointment commence September 23rd, 2024.
Seconder, Councillor Slip. All in favor? Yes, thank you. I hate to say that, but that is what we've got written down, right?
I'm moved.
Okay, move to adjourn. I'll accept that. Thank you. Now, we'll start with Rod. Questions?
Yeah, I got a couple of thoughts for this here. I want to go back to this garbage thing for a second. Now, is this something that's been kind of in the works for a while? Is this all of a sudden that, can you kind of talk about the process that kind of led to why this decision has been made?
Well, we have a number of properties where people are single family are having 6 and 8 bags.
20 days.
And yeah, well, one place had 20.
So it's kind of like just a little overabundance in garbage.
Yeah, I'm like, if it's where's it coming from? If it's once a week, are you bringing it in from the lake? Okay, I mean, because that happens a lot. And it's just sometimes the garbage men are overwhelmed, and they've got their days planned pretty well. So it was just getting overwhelming at some of these properties.
So can I just kind of stress on my first, just more of a sense to keep it under control? Is that a right way of saying that?
That's fair. And if you have that kind of a quantity, it's time you make arrangements and go to the dump. I mean, that's not.
Or get a dumpster.
Yeah.
Or recycle more.
Yeah, recycle more.
And that's also, you guys have said that you want to promote recycling too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We have to think about the life expectancy of our landfill as well.
Yeah.
So if we have an abundance of garbage, then that's not promoting recycling, which will help with the long-term plan of our landfill. On top of the employees, on top of overtime, if somebody has 10 bags of garbage and we're allowed at 45 pounds, that's 450 pounds of garbage in 1 week for one household if they fill them right up. That's a lot of garbage. So no, it wasn't overnight. It's probably been 6 to 8 months with consultation with, we had union management meetings. So having consultation with the employees that actually run the garbage truck that came forth. And then with us talking to other municipalities and researching what they're doing in their communities. And then us sitting around the table, mulling over it and having that conversation. So it's about a 6 month, 8 period that it has taken.
We did the consultations with other municipalities and also stakeholders. And that's why the amendment from 3 to 4, we thought was in line with what most of the other, in fact, it's more than a lot of municipalities are doing.
Yeah, Thompson has 2 bags.
Like Deb Odegaard had come by the radio station. It was a number of months. It was recycling was down. Did that enter? Was that part of this too?
That was part of it, yes.
Because I know she had sent it down.
We had a report from the recycling center and
Okay.
yeah.
It's so easy to recycle.
Yes.
You know, it's so easy. I just don't get it.
So if a household is used to having 6 to 7 bags of garbage per week, a single family household, and then they realize once this is after 3rd reading, they realize that they're going to only be allowed 4, they're going to have to buy tags for the other bags of garbage. That encourages them to recycle instead of just throwing it into that bag. I mean, how many days a week do we want our employees to be out there gathering how much garbage from how many homes? It's enough all right already. Yeah.
So the next question I have here is about this Rural Transit Solutions Fund project. Can we be a little more specific what this is?
This is simply authorizing our mayor and chief administrative officer to sign onto what we talked about a number of times to date, and that was the grant funding that we were approved for busing, for bus terminals, shelters, for accessibility. That project
Sidewalks.
and the sidewalks along those areas. It's a huge part. So it's simply $2 million. This simply allows officially our administrative person and our mayor to sign it.
So that means you can sign the agreement.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
And that was just, again, that is Purdue bus shelters and the sidewalks. What else?
A new bus.
And an accessibility bus. Yeah. It's the $2 million grant, Rob, that we've been talking about, like the past year. So the government, like all governments, works very slow. So we apply the grant, we get the grant, and then it takes forever for them to send the actual contract.
Let's make some official.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, and I think this is right, that we're one of 5 or 4 municipalities that has a bus transit system.
Yep. One of 4.
Okay, and this other question, the last question I have is about this appointment of Mrs. Isn't Mrs. It's Mrs. right?
Yep.
Ms. Sorry, yeah, right. Mrs. Sam Stokes. Is this the person that's replacing Lynn?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a bit of a background on this person?
When she comes in, we'll give you one.
Pardon me?
When she comes in, we'll give you one.
Okay.
She's not from out of province, though. Yeah.
It was an extensive,
Yeah.
it was an extensive circuit.
Yeah.
And there's like nothing else I should report on. I believe it's just the.
No.
Well, there'll be an introduction when she comes, and we'll talk about who she is when she gets here. Okay.
Yeah, she can pull a roll.
That's all I got, Becky.
Okay. Here.
All right.
Just starting off with where Rob left off here with CAO resolution. I know in the resolution itself it says Chief Administrative Assistant Officer. That's not the correct title. It would be just Chief Administrative Officer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I circled that too, and I
wasn't sure when I looked at this if it was the CAO or the assistant CAO position.
I think it's just a typo error.
Okay. I mean, the word chiefs is spelled too, but I care less about that. I know what the word is, I'm not, this isn't a spelling test. I'm not holiday. I say,
Just tell them we're all.
That's editing is what I'd be willing to say.
That's true.
I got questions about it. First off, of course, the obvious change that the idea for this bylaw has gone from limiting to 3 bags of work.
Yeah.
Right.
What sort of feedback did you get from the public or from people here that led that decision to be made?
I tend, we called other, a lot of other municipalities. Yes, we initially thought 3, and then we called a lot of municipalities, and we felt 4 was a better amount for what the feedback we got. Also talking to residents, asking them how many bags they put up generally a week. The normal, what I got with my group was generally 2 to 3, but understanding that there could be, more. And as I say, we're the same as a lot of municipalities and a little more than some.
I can speak here.
Mr. Mayor, go ahead. If you're a single family dwelling with 5 to 6 people, 4 rather than 3, we felt was not just hugely forward, but it will allow a larger size family today to be able to put their garbage out and probably get 4 instead of 5 or 6.
I don't think it'll change the patterns of most people. I believe that they will be using this responsibly. What really was the intent at the beginning was to stop the abuse of the pickup system so that we could manage our workforce in a proper fashion. And by having these gluts where people just took it, it's sort of like having free garbage day or something. And as long as you can put all the bags, it was limitless. So that doesn't work within our system, within our working system or our machinery. So we had to stop that. Otherwise, you got to think about the whole system, how it's running, and we may tweak it in the future. This is something to start from.
And I think we're picking up too much grass, too. Like people, cutting the grass and bagging it all. To me, that's just a waste of time. Get a blade that'll mulch it. I'd never, ever bag grass.
That makes too much.
As a point of clarification with this, from 3 bags, 4 bags, are we talking, when we define a bag, are we talking about on top of what you have already out in your normal receptacle, or are we adding that in as part of the bags?
4 large black garbage bags, no more weight than 45 pounds.
Okay.
Each. So 1 black bag.
So
3 bags or whatever 20 bags you want.
Doesn't matter if you throw them in a garbage can or not.
Yeah, I guess 4 bags.
Okay. Wanted to know about that. And mention that if people need to have more than 4 bags of garbage taken out per week, they can purchase tags. How can they purchase it? How much are they going to cost?
They're available here at the city for $3 per tag.
Okay. That's $3 per tag per week, or...
You can buy up 20 tags if you want.
Okay. And 1 bag equals 1 tag. Like, you don't buy 1 tag and that entitles you to another bag of garbage every week?
No.
Okay.
It's actually a sticker.
Yeah, it's a sticker. You throw it away with that bag.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay. Another thing that came to mind is when the idea of Big Garbage Day was discovered a couple of years back. I know that there was some people that were looking at how they would find ways to get larger trash items to the dump or something like that. And that might come up for certain people with this too. Is there some sort of consideration plan for somebody who has too much garbage for it to be taken out at that time? Like what they can do? Like if they could, instead of buying a tag, is there like a rental service or something like that, a moving service they can call to bring it out? Like,
I saw signs up around town that said, if you need trash moved, call this number.
oh yeah,
Okay, there was 2 or 3 different in the last.
Guy and a friend.
There was several people advertising saying, we'll do it for you. Here it is. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think it's an opportunity for private enterprise.
I saw it on Facebook.
Mike hired the guy to take the
apartments. Facebook.
because people, when they move out of apartments, they go,
No, we're not going to set up a separate arm that goes and picks up larger stuff.
Yeah, he's stuck. Okay.
Nice.
Also wanted to know a little bit about, because Councilor Gosselin mentioned having to be conscious of landfill usage, because at ORs see more and more use, and like everything has a lifespan. And I know that there's mention at these meetings before the shared landfills with or neighboring communities. Has there been any sort of recent movement on that idea? Has anything happened?
Movement on the idea of a landfill? Yes, there's a community. We're in a committee right now, involved in a committee with several communities. It started out with Creighton and Dare Beach, as well as going right up to Sandy Bay and Deschambault. And so the present idea, the present incarnation, the present idea is looking at two dumps. One of them will be for the people further west, and one of them will be for the people in Flin Flon, Creighton, and Denier Beach. And the initial idea or concept would be outside on the Saskatchewan side. They're studying some land sites, and that would be starting to build a modern landfill that would work for all three communities and be operated by all three. So you wouldn't be running our local landfill here. Neither would Denier Beach. Neither would Creighton. We would move all to that.
I know that got brought up. I think Lynn might have been one for a team's meeting a few months ago when that was mentioned. I think in May, maybe no quote me that. But has there been any sort of move in that direction in the last few months? Like, have there been any further?
Well, there's an engineering firm that's working on that, and we meet. What is it? Every month? Every second month? Every couple months or so, we meet and we discuss the progress to this point. It went from conceptual to a whole lot of other things, and now we're looking at who will the end users be and that sort of thing. So it's going to be, once the concept gets a little more concrete, we may well be approaching others. In my view, it should be a completely regional, and it should be beyond our city, and it should be including the residents of outer areas. They should be getting the same. They shouldn't have a different set of rules where they get their own landfill and we have to provide, follow all the specific rules to have them. I believe they should be invited to join in. So we'll see where we can get with that.
Also wanted to ask about the bus contract that's mentioned out here, and curious as to what the next steps are in the city. I know this obviously did the works for some time, and there's any sort of federal discussion that's going to take time to obviously. This is the formal agreement for this. What happens next?
So I can tell you right now, I know that they've currently measured out for bus shelters where they're going to have them, how much cement we need and how many pads are going to have to be laid, how much sidewalk. And so they're in the process of looking for pricing for the bus shelters, where they're going to be, and they're doing the whole logistics of it. So that's where they're at right now.
Okay. So then that is all going to take place by the end of the summer then, or?
Well,
No, I don't think so. We're not.
that by this summer, but next year.
Okay. So no construction itself this year, that's next.
There may be some. I believe there may be some,
Yeah,
but
just
the bulk of it will probably be next year.
And has there been a bus purchased to see it, or is that something a sole working project?
I think this had
Up to side.
Yeah, we have to decide on where we should make.
This makes it all official, and until this is signed, and now it can be, then things can really officially, formally move forward. Signed, delivered.
So signed, sealed, delivered, and then it can buy.
Yeah, signed, sealed, delivered is ours.
There we go. Okay.
Have you ever taken the bus?
Not for a long time.
You should. It's the bus we have was a good bus when we bought it.
How old is it now?
Who knows? With 10 years? No.
It's got to be more than that.
I'm really excited about having an accessible bus, though, for our community. I think it's fantastic.
Well, it's
Very sorry for not having an answer to that question.
You're welcome.
But you're asking how old the bus is? I don't know the actual age of the bus, but the bus it's constantly used every day. It's extremely high mileage, and it's rough roads around here. So it's had a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The other thing is too, when we're talking about the purchase of vehicle here, are we talking about, what sort of vehicle are we talking about? Are we talking about like an actual full-size bus? Are we talking like a one of the smaller ones like the schools have here? Like, what are we looking at?
nice, like the one we have.
Yeah, just accessible.
Yeah.
So we'll have the gate that comes down. But I cannot see it be, no, it's going to be a small one like what we have, like the bus.
We are thinking of a sidecar that you could climb into, like you see on that commercial. So like if you'd, never mind.
As like a sidecar, do they give you a little leather helmet?
Yeah. You've seen that. It's like the insurance company. We're with you all the time.
Or that. But let's say being an episode.
There's a guy doing that right now. It's about a dog in his sidecar. So
You'll like to see it, that'd be huge. To change gears a little bit here, I wanted to ask about the demolition of the buildings on Main Street. Those came down last week, it looks like. But from a city perspective, what's next for this? Like, is there any other responsibilities that the city has for these 3 sites, or like what are we looking?
Mostly just stay tuned right now. We're in the same position we were a month ago, and we're going to try and finalize plans if in fact they're able to be finalized, and if they are, we will go ahead, and if they're not, we're going to put an end to it, one or the other.
That's all you're talking about?
Yes, well, the entire package,
Buildings.
the entire package. We're working on it, and we don't have an answer for today.
The buildings will have infill place though, the ones that were demoed. So there will be infill lots. They're not going to be big gaping holes. For the contract is that they will have fill in.
That's the mountain of dirt behind the some front.
Yeah.
And that's the same company that was trusted with the demolition that's going to do a fill-in?
Yep.
Or they use out rather to
Yeah.
flip the words around? Sure. Okay.
Them and Flin Flon Construction is there.
Okay.
Yep.
They did all the asbestos removal, right?
Yep.
Okay. And one last question I got to ask, because it is city property. Got to ask about Camp Whitney. Obviously, some bad happened out there a couple of weeks back. Want to know if there's any information about what happened out there and what the next plan is for the city.
You know, the plan is to get a response from the insurance company before we make any statement. So they've been out, they've appraised the situation, they've been shown. Basically, it's in their hands. And for us to speak, it would be out of turn for us to speak until we get a response from them. So our intent is to put Camp Whitney back into a usable condition as soon as we can. And our intent is to have the insurance pay for it. But, you know, it's like everything else. We have to let things play themselves out. So until we have an actual firm answer, I can't give you one.
Okay. Okay. That is about it for me.
Is Flynn officially done now?
Lynn is not officially done now, no. Lynn is still going to continue working for us on a couple of different bases. And we're working on that right now, what that would be.
And how long, until the new person takes over?
Well, yeah, at least till then.
She'll get her comfortable in her job.
Can you tell me what part of the country this compressed?
Sure, from BC.
Will be okay?
No.
In the list.
Yeah.
Somebody from BC with a family.
Really narrows it down with
Yeah.
properties and possibly.
Yeah, northern British Columbia. But I think we'll just wait till the other person comes. We'll have an introduction. We'll make sure we have all the right information, not hand out a bunch of stuff and say, gee, we're sorry, we shouldn't have said that. So that's just, you know.
Who's on it?
Clark?